it going, everyone? Today we have an update video and we're going to be doing some work on the Project Saab. If you saw it in the last video that we filmed with this car, we pretty much swapped out the entire interior. And the other night we went ahead and finished that up and swapped out all of the door panels. And then a couple days from now we're going to be taking the passenger seat out, pretty much skinning that, putting the new cushion onto the old frame to pretty much eliminate the airbag light that she got from it. If you guys want to know how to strip the seats down, though, I'm not going to film any of that, but you can click up here in the top corner to see when I did it for this car when I put the anniversary seats in. So for the Project Saab, and I keep calling it the Project Saab because, I mean, that's just the name that it had when it first came on the channel, and even though it's not a Project Saab anymore, I'm still going to call it that. But for that car today, we're going to be first talking about all the things that she's done to the car, including new wheels, the interior. She took it into the shop to have some stuff done. So there's just been a lot of little things that have happened to that car in the last few months since it's really been on the channel. And we're also going to be installing this ECU spacer kit. I did a full video on this car. So if you're interested in knowing what this is to help save your ECU, you can email the guy on the screen right here. They cost $60 shipped. And so just go ahead, send him an email, and he can get that out to you. So if I pop my engine cover off here, you'll be able to see the kit a little bit better. But if you did miss that video, again, make sure to watch it for more details on how to install it. I'll probably film some of the process, but it's pretty much just a spacer kit. You know, normally the ECU sits right on the intake manifold, but now there's a plate. You can see that orange plate, and then about 20 millimeters worth of space between that plate and the ECU, so I can stick my whole finger back down in there. It's very hard to show on camera. But it's really helps with the ECU temperatures. I don't have an exact number, and I apologize for not getting that before and after. But it's supposed to really help lengthen the life of your ECU, and everyone knows that these are a very common failure point on these cars. But without further ado, I've got to move this car out so we can pull the Project Saab in here, and then we can get started working on it and talk about the updates, talk about what's new with it.
1 minute, 37 seconds later.
So first thing we're going to do is paint both of these black on the cars because the black trim restore worked okay, but these are just so far gone and gray that these we're just going to spray paint black on both cars. And then she's masking off these on her car. We're also going to spray paint these black. They don't look that bad on camera, but they have like this weird like texture on them. So embarrassingly enough, I'm struggling quite a bit to get these washer or these wiper arms off of my car because they've probably never been removed. So I've used some PB Blaster right in here. As you can see, it's leaked down, and I'm trying to pry it off with everything I can, but there's some good progress coming on the Project Saab in terms of masking all this off, so that's looking pretty good. She's working on the other side right now. So I decided to take a break, come over here, and I got this one off in about 2 minutes because I had removed it about 3 months ago to do pretty much the same exact thing. So I'm not sure if we said it, but we'll just be using some matte black spray paint right on here. And like I said, we did use trim restore on this, but sometimes they're just so far gone. I still do recommend using trim restore if your trim isn't too bad, but sometimes it just gets so gray and so faded that you need to use spray paint. So spray paint is a great alternative. So yeah, I guess we'll skip to when that is finally off and this is finally masked off. Coincidentally, like 30 seconds after I filmed that last clip, I got both of these off. So everything is masked off. We put a bag over the mirror, did the same thing on the other side over here, and then we've got both of the cowls laying out on some cardboard here to spray down, and we're just using some flat black spray paint. We don't want to use gloss because gloss would just look kind of cheesy, so we want to get that factory look. So we're really starting to lose light here. The sun is just about to go over the houses, so I might not be able to get the best after shot until tomorrow, which I'll just have to put on the screen later in the video. But this is how bad mine looks. It's very, very gray. Hers isn't as bad, but it's definitely not black. But mine is just so bad. We're spraying it down with alcohol, and she just sprayed me. We're spraying it down with alcohol right now to clean it off before we spray it, and then we've got our spray paint, which I already showed. Got a second can because this one's almost empty.
Ooh.
So there's one coat done on everything. These are definitely going to need at least a couple more coats, but this is already starting to look much better, so I'm going to put the camera down and finish spraying. So painting these is extremely hard just because of the angle and everything. So one side I had to completely redo and like sand down and redo, but this one is pretty much done and dried. It looks pretty solid. There's 3 coats on each of these, so they're looking pretty black. They're just drying as well, but we're really losing sunlight now, so that's why I'm filming this right now, but there you go. It looks pretty good. So I think now we're gonna let this all dry. We'll pull her car in the garage, we'll do the ECU kit, and possibly other couple small things. That'll be it.
Told myself I would never do something like this again, and then we did something like this again. As if doing the taillights wasn't stressful enough.
This was more stressful than the taillights. The
Honestly.
taillights were off the car.
Very nice.
Okay, product fixed.
Ooh, yeah, see. Very nice. Please join. Hello everyone, again, it's me, the owner of Svenska. So it's been probably a little bit since you guys have actually seen me on the channel. That's just because I had to go back to school, and there's, you know, life happens and you get busy. But that's okay, because here I am, we're back, and I'm going to give you a little update on all the things that I've done on my car up until, like the last, like, kind of video that I was in. Just remember that if you ever really want to know what I'm doing or what Svenska's up to, you can follow me on Instagram, because I post on there more than I post on my personal Instagram, because that's my life now. Anyways, so, some of the major upgrades that I've done on my car recently are I put double Ys, which I'm sure you guys have seen. I bought them off of a friend, and then I put some new tires on them, and they're great. I love them. They look awesome on the car. You just can't see them right now. I'm probably going to be repainting those, possibly, actually most likely, because, you know, they're pretty old wheels, and whoever had them before me didn't take care of them that well. There's like curb rash on them. The paint doesn't look as great, so we're going to hopefully be fixing that curb rash a little bit and then repainting them so the paint looks better, so that's going to be exciting. I'm sure you guys saw from the last video of my car, we put new interior in my car, so I went from completely tan to 95% black. The dash underneath is still tan, but we changed out the door panels. We have all the seats. We have the plastic stuff on all the different pillars on the inside, and it looks pretty awesome. And my old interior didn't have the like little door or the door lights that you have when you open the 2 front doors, and now these doors do. And fun fact, that's plug and play, so if you ever upgrade your door panels and those door panels have lights, they work. You just gotta plug them in, so it's cool. I did the steering wheel. We upgraded it to the Sport Edition steering wheel that I think later on came like stock in some cars. We did that at the same time that I put a Stage 1 map tune on it, but we just never did a video on it. And just a little funny story about that. When we put it on, I never noticed until like maybe a couple weeks later when I went to go use my horn that the horn doesn't work because like one of the wires is frayed. Whoever mailed it to me was just, I don't know, they were kind of dumb, I guess, and the wire got messed up, but that's okay. We're gonna fix it at some point. The last like really major thing that I did was I had to take my car to a place in Tempe, Arizona called IMM Auto Service. They're a mechanic here local to Arizona in the Valley that they actually like pretty much specialize in Saabs. Like they know these cars really well. And what happened was we tried to fix my vacuum pump. There was leaking oil. So we tried to replace the gasket inside, and whatever we did or whatever happened while we were doing that like must have made the problem worse. My car started dumping oil like all over the ground. And how I really found out was I went on a cruise maybe a couple days after, and I knew that I was like leaking some oil. I just didn't know how bad it was. And everything was fine when I left, but as I drove maybe an hour to meet everybody. And when I got there, I opened up my hood because I noticed smoke was coming out, and I guess there was so much oil that's just like dumping out of the vacuum pump. And what I mean by dumping is like literally dumping oil. Like there were puddles of it just all over the ground, and it was getting on my exhaust. And so when I was driving for extended periods of time, the exhaust was getting really hot, just burning all that oil off, and so it just smelled disgusting. Like if you've never smelled a car burning oil, I guess you're lucky, because that's a horrible smell. Not as bad as Autopsy's coilovers though, those are gross. But anyways,
you're gross.
Thank you. So yeah, I took it to the shop because by this point I was like, I would love to fix this myself and, you know, not pay the hundreds of dollars it's gonna be for somebody else to fix it. But I literally couldn't see, like he couldn't see, nobody could see where the oil was like coming from because everything was doused in it. So they had it for 3 days and they had to clean the area twice, and they were like, yeah, you are just like dumping oil. And I knew it was really bad when the morning I took it to the shop, I backed out of the driveway and I just wanted to see like how bad it was. And I'm talking like a puddle this large on my parents' driveway of just fresh oil that had happened literally overnight. Maybe not even 12 hours of my car just sitting there, and it was just, you know, there's oil on his street, across the street from his house, like it's just everywhere. So they replaced the vacuum pump for me, and they tightened up a bolt on my power steering because my power steering was like leaking just a little bit, and they got it all fixed. And now I'm just burning off like the residual oil that's on my exhaust, but nothing's actually, you know, dripping onto the ground, so that's good. But they fixed it. Other than that, I cleaned up the engine bay really nice with my mom the other day, and yeah, Svenska's alive and well. No more leaky oil. Hopefully no more leaky power steering, and yeah. So today we just spent some time like fixing or restoring, I guess, the like mirror trim on my side mirrors, and then our cowls for mine and his 2.0. So yeah, that's my update. Remember to follow me on Instagram. That's where you see Svenska in the real world doing her thing, you know? Alright, this is awkward. Goodbye. I just like walk away.
Project Saab is all done. She just moved out there. I'm gonna pull my car in now and wrap everything up on that.
Oh my lord. I really like, Mako really did a really good job on the color.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
You just put your face right in the camera. There you have it, guys. There's an update on the Project Saab. There's the ECU kit installed. Again, if you're interested in that ECU kit, make sure to email the guy on the screen right here. They're $60 shipped to anywhere in the world. Also, the cowls turned out absolutely great, better than I would have expected, so super happy with that. Same with her mirror trim. So if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I'll see y'all next time.